Okay. So some of the hardest things about starting on YouTube when you want to begin a channel and you are brand new. So I want to talk about some of those things with you guys here today from the place I'm at here, which I'm going to talk about my setting in a little bit towards the end of this video, coming from a hotel here in Washington, D.C. But I got my notes here I want to go over, and I'm going to give you guys 5 things, 5 of the harder things that really people don't want to tell you about, or you're not very likely to hear people say when it comes to starting a YouTube channel. Now, the biggest thing I'll tell you about this when you want to start a YouTube channel, because a lot of people think, well, what should I do videos about? What kind of content should I create? And, you know, as this is especially if you want to make it a full-time income, and I've been able to make it a full-time income working online, doing videos on YouTube is really the main source of it all. And not all topics are created equal. That's one of the biggest things you need to know going in if you're going to be brand new. Now, I say that when I say not all topics are created equal, what I mean is that certain topics are going to bring you more money than others. That's really what it means. Because if you're to do a topic, and I've seen this throughout the years of people I've known on YouTube, people I've met and research I've done, and people I've just talked to who've told me about their financial situation on YouTube, certain topics will do really well. So if you're talking about money, finance, business, investing, things like that, you're going to get more just in terms of ad revenue than somebody who is doing something like prank videos, okay? Because think of the different demographics. Who watches business videos? Who watches investing videos? Somebody who has money to invest. They have to have extra money to spend. So you're going to get advertisers on a channel like that for more credit card companies, for maybe a luxury car that's coming out, or, you know, a luxury vacation package, right? Things that cost more money because someone who's looking to invest money has money to invest and they want their money to grow and they can spend more money later. Versus someone who watches prank videos, right? Who watches prank videos, right? Teenagers, you know, early 20s. You know, sometimes prank videos get really popular. They may become, they may go viral and that kind of thing. But that demographic, that young demographic like that, who just wants to be entertained, that's not going to be worth as much. So you get ads for like Domino's or Pizza Hut or something really generic like that. So you can have a much smaller audience with a channel that's something really profitable. So like, you know, tech reviews, right? Doing makeup tutorials or makeup channels, or something that's really product driven with like affiliate links. So like I see guys who do, tech stuff's a big one for products, doing reviews, or guys who like outdoor survival and they have all these different like, you know, products and tools they use when they do outdoor survival and things like that, where they use lots of affiliate links. Those can be worth a lot of money. Like I said, if you want to do something that's just like pranks or just kind of funny like that, it can be kind of a challenge to make a full-time income doing that, just because the audiences are going to be so different. So if you're thinking about a topic you want to do, just know that if you're going to go into something and it may not be something that's really profitable, you can still do a channel on it, but you may have a harder time making more money than someone who's in a really high value niche. Now, the second thing I want to talk about when it comes to making your first YouTube channel is kind of a harsh reality, is nobody knows who you are, and really no one cares in the very beginning, especially because think about it. When you're on YouTube, I mean, if you're watching this video, it's because you think you're going to get some value from it. It's because you think that, you know, watching this is going to be worth however long it takes, and you're going to get some value that you can use and take somewhere else, some tips, some advice, whatever the case is. So you're willing to make that time trade with me to watch this video in exchange for me giving you some information, some advice, or some tips. Now, that's really what a lot of people want on YouTube. They either want some kind of entertainment, they want some kind of information, right? How to do something, whatever the case may be. So you're making that exchange with someone with every video you do. So in the beginning, it's good to keep your videos a bit shorter, even though YouTube loves, you know, the fact that you can keep somebody on YouTube longer. You know, the longer you keep them on YouTube, the more YouTube usually rewards you and promotes your videos. But in the very beginning of my channel that I initially started, my Jacob's Life in Vegas channel, that was some of the advice I got. It was like, try to keep videos really short. Then it was like 3 minutes or less is what I had been told. And then over time, as you get more known, more and more people follow and watch, you basically have more proof as you get more subscribers. But in the beginning, if someone doesn't know your channel, you're not very well known, it's good to keep it short and to the point and do what you can to try to get people information quickly. They like it, they can use it, they can put it into action, and then you're more likely to get subscribers, especially in the beginning. So you're making content for other people and not for you. That's a big way to remember. When you're making videos, you have to decide if the video you're making is something you think other people are going to watch and other people are going to care about. Because if they don't care about it, then they're not going to watch and your channel is not going to grow. Now, third thing I want to talk about when it comes to growing your channel, and this is something that some people will tell you this on YouTube, some may not, is that you need to be mentally prepared if you're going to make this a full-time income to spend years working at it. On my channel, Jacob's Life in Vegas, through that channel, it was not till about the end of year 4, going into like year 5, that it eventually became a full-time income for me. That was how long it took. And that was while I was working a job. Sometimes I'd be working a job and doing like Uber as a side hustle. And I was paying off a whole bunch of student loan debt that I had. I mean, so it took years of doing all of those before YouTube eventually became a full-time income for me. Now, my topic over there talking about life in Vegas, traveling to Vegas, moving to Vegas, living there, things like that. It's a decent topic as far as ad revenue and stuff like that is concerned. There's some other ways I've had to make money too on there, like through affiliate links or people doing consultations with me and things like that. So it's been good enough that I'm able to make a full-time income from it, and I was willing to take those years. I figured there was a good enough chance I could, because when I started, there was no one making regular Vegas content on YouTube, and I eventually was able to make the full-time income. But you have to be willing to spend years to do it. You may be fortunate. Maybe it only takes you 6 months, a year. Maybe you've already got some great skills in editing or something like that that can really help you in the beginning, or maybe you're really good with SEO or whatever the case is. But for most people, that's not going to be you. You have to be willing to spend years doing it and just a little bit of time, whether it's a few hours a week or whatever you can spare to eventually make that a full-time income. Now, the fourth part I want to talk about is when you're looking to make this a full-time income and advice you're taking from people. You want to be cautious of the advice you get. It can be hard to know in the beginning because you don't know the advice you're getting from some. In the very beginning, you don't know who's giving you good advice or bad advice. Here's the way I'll put it, is that people will usually give you advice. If they're going to give you advice on what to do, they're usually going to give you advice on what has worked for them. That's understandable, right? But just because something may have worked for that person and their topic or their niche doesn't mean that's going to necessarily be good for your topic or your niche. So, give you an example. Someone who's like huge on YouTube because of entertainment. Entertainers are people in the entertainment industry are kind of an anomaly because they could make one video that goes viral and gets super popular and gets shared a whole bunch, and then all of a sudden now they have a big channel. So any video they make after that is going to automatically start getting a large number of views, and then it continues to snowball. They get more and more views with their videos because they had just one video get huge, whether it was a prank video, whether it was a comedy video or some skit or whatever the case was. They just hit big on one video, and that basically lifted their entire channel. So entertainment has more of a chance to do that. Remember, if you're doing something like how-to videos, that may not be the case as much. So someone in entertainment may have a harder time giving you advice on like how to grow your channel if you're trying to grow steadily, or I mean, even if you want to grow fast, because they were more. It's more like they just hit it big instead of having a approach to it. They didn't probably have to learn a bunch of SEO, search engine optimization, and things like that. How to try to get your videos, recommended to other people watching YouTube. They just hit it really big with one video, and they're kind of able to bypass a lot of the other stuff that you may have to do. So, I mean, you just have to understand that if someone's telling you it works for them, it may not be exactly what works for you. Like in the finance category, I see lots of finance videos, investing videos. They love to use, I see the text all the time, like do this now, buy this stock now, invest in this now, buy Bitcoin now. Like whatever the case is, they use that now, buy this now, do this now to try to create that sense of urgency. Well, that may not work if you have a channel about gardening. Okay, that's probably not going to be something that works. But that's something that a lot of the investment and finance channels use a lot in their niche. So just understand that you're going to have to do a lot of sorting through this advice on your own to figure out what works for you and what doesn't over time. And the fifth and final part that I will say is if you are thinking about starting, and if you've been deliberating on this for months, right? What am I going to name my channel? What am I going to talk about? What am I going to do? How am I going to build all my other social media accounts? How can I make money from this? If you've got a pretty decent idea at this point and you've been spending months thinking about it, just start. Like I'm sitting here right now, I'm in a hotel room or motel room in Washington, D.C. on a military base because I was here working the 59th presidential inauguration. The military sent me here. I'm in the Navy Reserves, and I'm in this setting that's obviously it's not professional, right? Like I already built a whole channel on YouTube at this point. So for me, this is something else I want to do. I'm like, okay, I've been thinking about it for a while. I had ideas for it. What do I want to talk about, different topics. And this channel is about business. It's about money. It's about finance, investing. And one of the things I want to talk about was, how you can make money on YouTube. That's what I've been able to do. So this is just one video of one subject that I'm going to be covering on this channel. But the setting I'm in is not glamorous. This is not a Joe Rogan quality studio by any means. So if you're thinking about it and you've been dwelling on the idea, at some point you're going to have to jump and just start, because the more time you spend thinking about it, you're losing time. You will learn more by just jumping in, starting, doing it, figuring it out as you go. And then, over time, your audience will find its groove on certain topics that you really like or that your audience also really likes. And then you go, okay, now I'm just going to stick to doing these kinds of topics. So with being on a brand new channel like this one I have here, I'm going to have to do that. There's ideas of stuff I want to talk about in this channel, but over time, I'll see what really works, what really doesn't work. And then, some topics I'll maybe drop, some I'll do more of in the future. But this is just a start. It's the day after the 59th presidential inauguration, the day after Joe Biden was just inaugurated. That's where I'm at right now. I have time before I have to go back to Las Vegas where I live, but I'm here doing this now because I just want to get something started and get going on it and do what I can to start building this channel over here. So if you guys like the video, go ahead and subscribe. There's going to be much more to come on this channel in the future. I like talking business, finance, investing, making money, and I want to be able to help other people with that as well. So guys, go ahead, subscribe, and I will see you later.